Hey everybody, and welcome to Astronaut Lounge. I'm Poppa Stonks, and today we've got Okage Inu. They're an ERC token that is building a DEX. A very interesting concept they have going on. Um, with that, I'll let you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves and then tell me a little bit about the project. I know there's a lot more utilities coming than that, so.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having us, Papa. Um, I've been had the pleasure of being a part of your community for the past couple days and getting to know some of the folks. Some I already know, and I can tell that your years of hard work and networking have paid off tremendously because there's some awesome faces in here and great people overall. So, thank you for having us. Um, so,
Yeah.
a little bit about Okage. Uh, you hear Okage Inu, you might think of a meme token. You might think of something like Shiba or any of the other Inus, right? But the main differentiator between the meme branding and reality is the entire token is set up as a business
Element.
model.
Hang on 1 second, man. Is it just me, or is his audio getting rugged a little bit?
He sounds fine to me.
Of course, it's just okay. All right. I might have to switch devices, but go ahead, man. Sorry.
No worries. Can you hear me a little bit better?
Yeah, yeah. Go. Yeah, just keep rolling, man. You're good.
Alrighty. So, yeah, Okage is set up as a business. The whole idea behind Okage is external revenue. Uh, we sought to create new technology in a way that provides external ROI for our investors. So the way that we accomplish this is by two main utilities uh, and a third one in which it all culminates. So the first two main utilities are Okage Swap and Okage Bridge. Okage Swap, as Papa mentioned, is a new kind of DEX. We're calling it a team trading DEX. And essentially how it works is when you swap, it's just like Uniswap, but it's multi-chain. So we can trade on any EVM chain, something like POSwap, ETH, Arbitrum, Shibarium, Coinbase's new layer two, any new layer twos that pop up that are EVM compatible, we'll be able to trade on. So uh, that's one of the first distinguishing features. And the second, and the most important, is that we enable rewards. So when you trade on our platform, you have to make a team. You join, you set your profile picture, you set your team name or your username, and then you can join a team via code. You send an invite request or a join request, or you can create your own team. And if Papa had his own team, it would be the astronauts, I suppose, or the squidstronauts, whatever you want to call your team, right? Set a cool little profile picture, and you can invite as many members as you'd like. So once all those members are trading, we track the volume. We work as a router to different liquidity pools across chains. So instead of holding liquidity and having staking and pooling available, we offer a competitive trading environment. By having all different chains able to trade on one hub, we have trending, we have leaderboards for all different types of communities. So your favorite influencers, imagine everybody knows Caesar and B Roots. Maybe on Twitter they have a lot of beef. Who really makes the most volume? What does your team trade? It's a 0.25% fee. So every $1,000 that you put through Okage Swap, we take $2.50. And this adds up astronomically. So when you think about, Uniswap volume, they do in 2 weeks about $40 to $50 billion in today's market. Billion in today's market, just on Ethereum, Uniswap. 40 to 50 billion. If Okage captured $100 million in a 2 week period, which is relatively feasible, good launches have $1 million in volume, no problem, first day. And when you think about all different teams on DeFi trading together, 100 million, we can do it, right? So on $100 million in volume, the top team is receiving $75,000 hard coded. So, when you think about if we got to the size of Uniswap, we'd be paying out hundreds of millions of dollars because we're the first to monetize trade volume. Uniswap makes money on liquidity provisioning. We make money on trade volume. So that's the first arm of Okage. And the second is an immutable bridge, a multi-chain immutable bridge service. We'll be able to sell this bridge as a service to other projects, like Squid Grow's doing a bridge to ETH. They could have bought a bridge from us. That the only difference is ours is probably cheaper because we already have all the infrastructure built, and it's built to sell as a service. And they can go to any chain. So ETH, they wanted to go to Shibarium, we could do that. Arbitrum, and we provide services to enable onboarding of different liquidities and consultation, of course. There is a fee. It pays for the development, and half of the profit, all the profit, half of the cost is reinvested into the token. It's more development as a service and bridging as a service in terms of Okage Bridge. But most importantly, we'll be pairing that with Shibarium liquidity bootstrapping pools. So similar to Balancer or Fjord, we'll be able to spur liquidity adoption on Shibarium by offering a service that allows projects to create new liquidity pools fairly with low amount of commitment. I'll stop there.
All right, awesome. So I know you had mentioned about the swap and the date that you guys were going to become. So give out there.
Yeah, so the contract's been done for a while. The UI is finally all tucked away. Is exactly where we want it. So looking at the upcoming release of Shibarium mainnet, I'm thinking that with Sling, we decided that we'll release Okage Swap on April 7th.
Awesome.
That is the day. April 7th.
So, for security wise, what kind of audits have you had done on the swap?
So we have no audits done as of yet. We just finished development on the beta product that we're going to be launching on the 7th, right? So we're going to have it open for community testing. We don't hold any liquidity. We just tell the money where to go. All our contracts are verified on GitHub. You can check them out. There's nothing malicious inside. It's more like Uniswap than anything else. It's just multi-chain enabled, and we have a volume tracker that we built, a volume tracking contract that allows this team DEX interface to unfold on DeFi. So it's really just, the contract is just setting teams, setting time limits, essentially putting the parameters of the contest so we can switch it from 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month, 1 day, 1 hour, and whitelist certain tokens, this and that. So, it'll be a functioning swap. It's a new product. So there's a lot to keep developing. No one's ever done anything like this before. And there's a lot to learn. We spent many months on developing the swap. So, there's a lot done, and still a lot that needs to be done once it becomes a usable product because of the agile methodology of development, of course. But no audit yet. We're going to be doing that once we're ready to wrap a bow on it.
All right, and as far as the development side of it goes, how many developers are on the team? I know everything's done internally, so how many developers do you have working on all of these utilities?
One
guy is building all of them.
This guy is a very, very, very smart guy and very, very connected. You can check out our deployer. You'll see that he was an early contributor on, some of the first layer ones to ever pop up. Received allocations directly from their launch, and even before. You can see Genesis blocks across all wallets, hundreds of millions of dollars transferred. Our dev is an early player and a large corporate player within Ethereum.
Nice. So you guys have Vitalik working for you.
Yeah, that's about it. So I don't want to brag, but we got some muscles. You don't build new DeFi products without some muscles, right? So
That's true.
We're just not funneling hundreds of thousands of dollars into a project when our real goal of stealth launching with 1.5 Ethereum is adoption and community. We want people to use the swap. We want people to be involved, really understand the potential that it has. Because let's go the corporate route. We do capital raise. We raise a couple $100 million and we pair a shit ton of liquidity, do every single press release we possibly can, outsource everything. And what does that leave you? I don't think that leaves DeFi that much more connected than when you started. I think it makes it a lot more competitive, but I don't think it makes it a better place. So, and it's a lot more fun to build the token from nothing. That's how you create a legacy. You make people rich. You show what DeFi is all about.
Yeah, for sure. So, all right. So with the swap, you said you've got 0.25% of the transactions from the volume going. That's going into a pool, correct? To reward the top trading teams.
Correct. So the reward split, of the 0.25%. So every $1,000 you put through, we take $2.50. Of that $2.50, 60%, $1.50, goes directly to rewards. The other $1, 40%, goes to our holders.
Awesome. That was my next question. What was the percentage going to the token holders themselves? Now to create a team on there, I know you just you sign up and you get some people under you. How many people can you have on one team?
So you don't have to sign up really. So it's DeFi. You just connect your wallet. Yeah. But your team, for now, we're only limited by our UI. As we add the expansion to keep, adding limitless members, you'll be able to take it all the way up to the hundreds,
So, in the beta version, what would be the limit on there as far as UI goes?
We're going to keep it kind of small because it's the community testing phase, maybe 10, 15 per team. Having the ability to scale is important, of course, but there's still a lot of things to work out. It'll be fully functional. Everything will work. It won't be buggy that much. It'll look clean. Everything will be fine. But we just want to have it have a community testing period because we have no references, we really got to start from the bottom in terms of the technology side that I'm not entirely sure of, but our dev has communicated this to me.
Okay. Now for somebody that's not in the community, somebody, that's just used to trading on Uniswap, they're not a token holder, what would incentivize them to use Okage Swap?
So yeah, you got to join a team. You're going to want to be a part of a team. So your favorite influencer, your favorite private group, your favorite project, all these communities will be present and have teams on Okage Swap. So a part of Okage Swap is the ability to incentivize decentralized buying competitions, right? So we can whitelist the DEX. We can have other projects that utilize trading, right? Decentralized trading as their utility. We can have them utilize Okage Swap and make double the rewards potentially, depending on how well their project performs. So it really creates a way for everybody to find their niche. And if you're not in the top 3, you're not going to win. So how do you stay competitive? The question ultimately comes down to survival of the fittest. Only the biggest communities with the most volume will be the ones that'll be successful time and time again. And those communities will grow and earn. So it creates more of a landscape. And an internal market for trading and influencers, I suppose, because by having more adoption and having more people utilize the swap, it snowballs. People realize you can earn hundreds of thousands of dollars just by putting through volume you're putting through normally. You're paying a minuscule fee. So as communities start to get rewarded by influencers, you know, it'll create more of an opportunity for regular people to get involved and earn.
Okay, perfect. So, damn, I forgot on that. So, yep, it's completely spaced the next question, but it's all right. Let's move on to the bridge a little bit. So I know, that's the swap has not been audited, but do you plan on having the bridge thoroughly audited before anything goes live?
The bridge is not our priority at the moment. The very first day we launched with the bridge contract. We were aiming for Shibarium to be a shorter timeline. We really wanted to capture the beginning of the layer 2 hype, considering how, our overall game plan fits into new layer 2s launching and us capitalizing on them. But for the bridge, we're not kind of focusing on that at the moment. The DEX is a lot of work in terms of, we're a small team. It's 2 people. It's the developer and I, and we have a community that's amazing and, puts out all the right suggestions, pulls in all the right people, keeps things moving. But, the bulk of the legwork and the official, back-end SEO, rallying the socials, all that's responsibility that falls upon me. So we're not focusing on the bridge so much. But when the time comes, we will get an audit. It's an immutable bridge. We don't hold any liquidity. That's what's cool about it. So it works off of smart contracts and nodes. So basically, the smart contracts are swapping themselves. We find the first version of the bridge will most likely be a vault style bridge, but we're developing this new swap style bridge on the side as our later iteration of it.
Okay, and you said you guys will be selling, like kind of white labeling these and selling them to other projects. Are these going to be? Are they going to still be held on your servers? Are you going to manage that?
Yeah.
And what's the overhead cost? Obviously, you'll have some revenue coming in from the sales to cover that, but what's the total overhead cost on something like that?
So it's not much. It's just the computing power and the electricity. You have it run off of, I think, Gitbook or GitHub, excuse me. So it's not that much to overhead. The real issue is onboarding projects. That's where the bulk of the work lies. We've already had some great interest by huge projects that I cannot mention, but giants, absolute giants. Because we're going to be one of the first Shibarium movers that actually are building a service for this, as well as liquidity bootstrapping pools. So any project looking to migrate or create a new liquidity pool on Shibarium, let's just say you're Tyrant, right? And you have 100 ETH in liquidity. You don't want to pair 100 ETH or worth of tokens on Shibarium. It's a lot of money. So how do you create a way to bootstrap another pool, launchpad another pool without diluting your main pool? You have to keep the token price equivalent. So you use liquidity bootstrapping pools. So even if you're just like, a hardworking shitcoin dev sitting over on ETH and you want to capitalize on the Shibarium hype, if you pony up, you buy a bridge from us, we'll give you the bootstrapping pools, and then you can launch another pool over there to create a fair distribution.
All right. And so the fee for these bridges is going to be how much?
1%.
No, I mean the fee for the white label.
7 to 8K.
7 to 8K.
Cost us 4K to develop it, 4K goes back in the project treasury.
All right. Are there going to be any buybacks or anything going into the token from this, or
Absolutely. So all this money that we collect from the decks and the bridge, that goes into a split between the project treasury, which is used to fund the chain, and just a marketing wallet, just a deployer, and we can use that for whatever. We've done like 200K worth of buybacks so far, so we love buybacks. That's fun. Liquidity is also important too, as well as marketing. So maintaining a balance, creating rhythm, that's all within our mindset.
now when you do these buybacks, do you then burn the tokens, or do you hold them in the treasury for later use?
We have a buyback wallet called OkageWarrior.eth, and we have a Unicrypt vesting wallet, and that's where all the tokens are. So we're a utility. We have big plans, big ambitions. We need supply, and burning is just like doesn't actually do anything. It creates like a fake scarcity, but
right.
Yeah, we're not throwing money away.
That's a perfect answer, man. I love that. I'm not a fan of burning at all. So, I think if you have to burn, then you messed up your supply to begin with. Or you're using it to create hype.
Everything's math. Everything's math.
I don't want to hear about math.
Oh yeah, let me talk about this flash loan yesterday.
Yeah, let's hear about that.
So we had no Max Wallet at launch. Well, we did for like 15 minutes. We had high tax and Max Wallet for 15 minutes, but we turned it off and we announced the contract with 3.3. And I actually kind of want to. I dropped a PDF in here a couple seconds ago that kind of breaks up everything that's happened with Okage over the past two months or so, and you can see, the holder analytics, the snipers. We have 0 early snipers left. What the whale wallets have been doing, if they're qualified as paper hand or diamond hands. You can see our catalysts and trends, projections, all this. It's pretty cool. So our flash loan happened because we had our largest holder, a 3.8% wallet, who's basically bought pretty early in our life cycle with a good amount, and he diamond handed. It was the same person that took out 100 ETH out of Optimus and caused BTC some trouble. So we don't know who it was. We didn't, it was a real stealth. It was only me and Sling in on it, and we didn't snipe anything. We don't hold all the tokens that we hold. We bought ourselves above 150K. So it's like all those wallets on the top, they're regular holders, they're regular community members, and one of them decided that he wanted his 50 grand, and he sold in one fell swoop. But that's why we had that, and it tested our community, and boy am I proud of these guys. And your lounge as well, all different types of communities bound together, and it's like it never happened. 30 ETH.
Yeah, gobbled the dip up real quick.
When dip, fuck that. Bye now.
So actually, so you said you guys you bought around 150K. So what was the initial? Yeah, I mean, your first buys were around 150K. What was the initial market cap at launch? Obviously, a couple snipers got in, but
like 2K.
It was 2K.
But since we launched with Genesis block connected wallet that's like 5 years old, we instantly and immediately got sniped all the way up to like 200K. So it's like even if I did want to buy, there's no way that I would have, unless I had a crazy sniper and
Yeah.
Like it didn't have a shot. So just held my funds. We held our funds, and we did a ton of buybacks during that time. That's why our chart was so stable. Every time we launched with a medium, a logo, and a website, and that was it. and we didn't tell anybody about what we were building. Nothing. I wanted it to be focused on the community and the narrative, and we slowly unveiled everything. Like, people see an old wallet deployer, and they're like, okay, this is either a rug or it's super alpha, and it was super alpha.
Nice, man. Nice. So yeah, you said you had initially for the first 15 minutes, obviously for the snipers, you had the higher tax. So you guys were doing buybacks with the funds collected from tax on that to stabilize the chart.
You got some influencers in, the standard deal, just to get some visibility and start creating a community. We went sideways for like 3 weeks, and then Shield Tank gave us a free hosting spot because they talked to our dev, and the second you speak to the man, it's like, okay, you can have anything you want. So he gave us that, and then our listings hit, and I'm working every day pushing out tons of news. Like, our community will tell you, I take pride in being a monster. Like, so honestly, these past 2 days have been the more chiller days in terms of news, but it's great because we have an opportunity to once again build up again from a great redistribution. So we're constantly moving forward on that, and we had a huge run up. So of course, consolidation, our people are accumulating and growing day by day across all social metrics: Lunar Crush, Twitter, Facebook marketing, Discord, everything's growing slowly but surely with real people here.
Yeah. So initially, people just thought it was, just kind of a meme token until you started unveiling the upcoming utilities. So, I think that's actually a great way to, to build the community first to get people in. A lot of people will run to a meme token and, chase hype, but once you start unveiling that there's utilities coming, that's when they stick around. That's when they, become actual holders and diamond hands instead of traders.
Yeah, if you cared, like, we gave you everything you needed. Like, we launched with the bridge contract, an AVAX bridge contract. Like, the medium was very insightful. There was definitely ways for you to discover what was here, and those that are in this AMA today are the people that were with us on day one.
Nice. So with the AVAX bridge, are you guys gonna have a token on AVAX as well?
Yeah. So think of 6, 7, 8 months from now, and then imagine the Ethereum gas, and then start crying, right. And then think about an AVAX chain, and I didn't get into layer 1, but we're building a subnet on Avalanche, and the Avalanche is a layer 0 is incredible in terms of technical ability. It's the most decentralized, high transaction speed, low transaction fee iteration of a blockchain that you can make. That's because it has the most validators. It's truly decentralized. It's an organization of developers. It's super awesome to develop on top of because of how hospitable the AVAX committee is. Their project is really nice to new developers. They love having people build subnets. And if you look at some subnets that are currently out, you look at DeFi Kingdoms, they went to $1 billion, a GameFi staking game. We're going to be a meme coin chain. So
about the chain, you're aiming to be a meme coin chain, and there's a couple of those out there. I don't want to name them or anything, but
like Proof of Memes, Chain. Yeah. I'll address like our differences and how I think we're competitive. I mean, I don't shy away from stuff like that. But yeah, there's other layer 1s and different types of Polygon derivatives or different types of forks of different iterations of blockchains. A subnet is an idea of blockchain, but there's no better way to build a blockchain, and you can't convince me otherwise.
All right. So, but what kind of is it going to be completely decentralized? Anybody can launch on it. Is there going to be any kind of vetting process, or
it's AVAX? So you just deploy an AVAX contract. Doesn't mean we're going to incubate it. Things that we incubate and back with our project treasury, we'll have a process built out in the future for that. I have a lot of ambitions. Ultimately, you're investing in a team. You're investing in Sling's vision, my vision, the community's vision. So, we stand by Okage principles, and that plays into our narrative a little bit, which I could talk about later. But yeah, you're in good hands, and we'll make sure that only things that are economically feasible or really great community projects with a real catalyst are involved with our chain, because they'll be backed by a huge treasury. Remember, we're collecting a part of that 40% from the DEX fees to fuel these projects and back their liquidity. So, you're going to want to launch on Okage chain. All liquidity is paired in Okage. Gas is paid in Okage. So AVAX validators are incentivized directly in our token. It's staked on the AVAX network. It's a true blockchain.
Yeah. Do you guys plan on becoming, having a validator yourself?
Yeah. So it's not that hard to set up one. AVAX is pretty cool, and our developer, I'm sure he has a couple right now. So across all different types of chains.
Yeah.
So yeah, not a worry.
Well, yeah, I mean, anybody with, 32 ETH or whatever can become an Ethereum validator. What does it take? What does it take for AVAX? Do you know?
I think it's like 20 grand.
Okay.
I'm not sure. That could be completely wrong. It could be not true. Because I haven't looked into it personally, but what I do know is that looking for Okage chain to be competitive, we will have to have something that's truly decentralized, because a part of the whole hurdle of maintaining your own blockchain is having people to you have proof of stake, you have proof of work, go ahead, decide, and there's hurdles for each of them. But building on top of AVAX takes that whole problem off of our shoulders and gives us a true platform to just focus on adoption.
Yeah. So with you having your own chain, is there going to be, what is there going to be any proof of stake or anything like that? Any validators for Okage?
Yeah, there will be. They're AVAX validators, so they collect Okage, and it's staked in AVAX's treasury. So you just have to be an AVAX validator to run their subnets. That's the way that I understand it.
Okay, well, I meant as your own chain, as Okage chain. I guess.
I think fundamentally, you don't if you're validating transactions for DeFi kingdoms for Jewel, you're not holding Jewel, or you're validating. It's regular Avalanche validators that are processing the blockchain. So subnets are there's 3 different chains on AVAX, and the main one, the C chain, is where people buy and trade from. But there's other chains as well that allow the environment to be cooperative. So AVAX is no congestion whatsoever, and that's because subnets, although they can't talk to each other, they talk to AVAX. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so nobody's going to have to buy a validator bag in Okage or anything like that. They can just be an AVAX validator and get Okage.
Yes. You got it.
Perfect. All right, and so and you said that you guys probably plan on you're going to be a validator yourselves. So where the rewards go from that?
So by incentivizing an ecosystem on Okage, people are going to adopt the coin for liquidity. once we harbor the community that we want and push forward the adoption that we desire, it becomes something that's standardized, like, launching through Shiba Swap. So something of that sort is the future, where it's something that's traded with Bitcoin. It's something that follows the market. It has an ecosystem. It has reserves. And ultimately, we can incentivize new people to build on Okage chain and expand the brand, the ecosystem, so far and so forth. Just like Shibarium. But, we're better because we're more decentralized.
There you go. All right, so yeah, let's get into. I think you said something about the like vision that you wanted to get into.
Oh yeah, this Moonlink's analytics. I just did want to point out a couple things here that are really important. So, a lot of people worry when they want to invest in something that's in $1 million market cap. As small as it is, we're traumatized from getting rugged at 50K. But I want to point out this page on page 4. It says token stats Okage Inu on the Moonlinks report. It says below the graphs, it says great ratio of diamond hands in Okage, 63.4%, controlling a large portion of the supply compared to paper hand wallets. So 60, that's almost double the amount of active holders are diamond hands than paper hands. Double. And a lot of our holders are holding, if you look our diamond holder details, you'll see most of them. Most of them are dolphins. That's a bulk of the supply is held by people that hold a lot of it. There's not many small holders, so it's mainly big holders that are diamond handing. And if you look, there's no more snipers. All early snipers have exited. We just had a huge flash loan that got immediately eviscerated. And when you compare, like, I'll put this into perspective for you. DeFi Kingdoms, AVAX subnet, comparable to Okage subnet, just by technology alone, not by application. They went to $1 billion in the bull run. There's other subnets, they've done mighty fine. You look at liquidity bootstrapping pools. Two big names are Fjord and Balancer. You look at Balancer, they have a very comprehensive suite. They're a giant token, but they're currently at around 300 million. You look at something for a trade to earn DEX, keep looking, you're never going to find it. This has unlimited potential and can scale infinitely as the Ethereum ecosystem develops and we develop the product, because we're taking money out of supply, out of the circulation from trade volume, not from holders. We're not waiting for Joe to buy and use his tax money to make another Joe buy. We're providing a product that incentivizes people to trade across chains. And, so the bridging too, there's plenty of different avenues here. And, I can actually say pretty confidently that this product, if backed by its community, can go to billions of dollars in market cap, realistically, because we have all the talent and all the know-how and make it happen. It's just about having, a treasury to back us early on, good holders, and people that want to see the coin succeed.
Awesome, man. Okay, so what kind of right now, I know you're doing some AMAs and stuff, but what other kind of like external marketing do you have planned?
Yeah, so rallying everything around the utility release is where the next leg is going to come from. Of course, we just did 6 days of CMC trending, community trending, which is pretty cool. We got a couple tweets from CMC, just really targeting mass audiences and building up the foundations that we need across all different types of online avenues. We need presence. We need press. So, continuing to write articles, create partnerships, and, build up to the release of the launch. That's where we're headed. Like I said, I just announced the date now. Everybody in here, you were the first to hear it. Haven't tweeted it, nothing. April 7th. So things will start heating up from here.
April 7th, the beta version of Okage Swap goes live for community testing. And so, as far as community testing and all that stuff goes, how are you guys going to receive like feedback and, decide if anything needs to be changed or worked on for the final version?
So we have a key opinion leader group that we've curated. A lot of people that are heavily invested in the token, both mentally, physically, financially, every sense. Real Chads. They're the ones that have been following with us, and they'll have the most say. Will be handling their criticisms first, and it's not much to overcome. I don't think it's a widespread thing where we need to offer bounties or create a form or anything like that, because it's pretty much a finished product. It's just about having some usage and collecting some data. We're not still developing it as much, just refining. So yeah, looking forward to it. Still
Okay.
building it.
Have you already had people, community members testing this while it's, before the beta goes out?
No, so the beta will be the first chance the world has to see of a working product. Right now, it's still being built. So the contract works. The front end is beautiful. It's just about making these two things come together in harmony. It takes a little bit of time, but yeah.
All right. And I know you're not getting it audited yet, but in the future, I'm sure, are you planning on getting it audited? Because, the end goal is
We'll do a couple audits.
Yeah, you want to, you want to have people
feel safe and secure, 100%. Yeah.
I mean, I'm assuming you're wanting projects to actually list on there as well and have liquidity on there too, correct?
No.
I mean, actually.
So no liquidity, but we will have a form and a we'll have a search bar and a filtering service, just like Dex tools, where you'll be able to list your project. But we're not going to charge you. You just submit the form, and we'll have a team dedicated. So I said it was one developer, but that one developer owns a development company. So we'll have a case manager to handle the upkeep of the swap.
Okay. So yeah, so it's not just one developer. He's got his team behind
40, 50 developer, yeah.
Okay,
but it's one guy.
That makes more sense because one guy just can't really handle that.
Yeah, I feel like that's necessary to put. There are the resources there. It's not a pipe dream. We built. If you were to go to a development company and ask for all the things that we're building, you'd pay millions of dollars. We're just doing it. We're not taking any money out of taxes to fund this. There's no reason to do anything haphazardly or without the benefits of the community involved. So, yeah, I'm with you, my friend. I know we're doing it for the community, but man, it's a lot to think about,
Yeah, definitely. And it's like I said, it's a lot of work. So, knowing that there's an actual team behind the one developer is, that puts a lot of questions at ease, I think, that some people had.
Yeah, if you look at POSWAP, they went to 100 million, and they're a multi-chain DEX just like us, but we will have the unique trade to earn model and all that. But their DEX is coming out in 2024. Ours is coming out in 2023, and they're just buy like 10 ETH, and I promise you, just don't cheat it. Like it'll go up. I'll make it go up.
Well, I mean, I could buy 10 ETH. Of course it's going to go up. But you mean 10 ETH worth of Okage?
Yeah, buy 10 ETH worth of Okage, and then I'll make that go up because there's more people definitely wanting to get in on this model. The more I tell, every time. We don't have a lot of volume off of these AMAs, but we get 2 or 3, 4 people each time and they join the community. It's like actual growth. I'm not having, G number 1 and G number 2 call, and me keep paying them money. This is a real grassroots thing.
That's just a waste of money, in my opinion. Calls don't really have the effect anymore unless it's a low cap launch. It's pointless to get a call. AMAs are great because people can go back and listen to the recordings and hear the actual person talking about it and answering the questions.
Yeah, my community and I were pretty close. They know a lot about me, but at this point, I think they know where I live. They know what my dog looks like, my apartment looks like. We're getting close.
Are you doxxed and KYC'd yourself?
I am. I don't give it publicly, just because I don't know who's listening, or what the intentions of people are. But if you come to my DMs and you want to know who I am, I'll let you know. I'm KYC'd with Pink Sale personally for my design studio. We're coin merge verified. You have to KYC with them or be a prominent, well-known figure. I'm not a nobody for the most part. Like people
definitely know where I live. Coin merge, I'm verified on there too. So
yeah. Don't worry. Definitely. I mean, the contracts were announced anyways, and contracts announced. That's a double-edged sword because we ultimately would have liked to whitelist our token on Okage Swap so you could trade with no tax, but I think we're gonna incentivize people other ways and get a little creative. And we also have other pools coming, which will be another opportunity to do that, especially like on AVAX or Shibarium or whatnot.
Yeah. If you can whitelist it, trade on there, no tax and low gas, that's awesome. And then just bridge it over if you want to hold on Ethereum.
Exactly. And then you can even go to Okage AVAX, and then you'll be able to use that on the chain. Like it's a whole thing,
Yeah, man, it's awesome. So these meme coins launching on Okage chain. We'll need some Okage AVAX to buy them. Correct? That's correct. What their liquidity pair is going to be.
You got it.
Awesome.
It's pretty cool when you think about it. I'm excited. I think the space needs something like this. The chain is kind of far out. We're like not really starting development yet, but it's going to take us like 4 months, 5 months. There's a big checklist to get through. It's a ton of work. There's a reason why people don't pop up AVAX subnets as much as they do anything else.
Yeah. I mean, you see a lot of them popping up on Ethereum and BSC, but I haven't really played too much on AVAX myself. So
they have a good community. It's a lot of intelligent investors.
Yeah, I've heard. I mean, I know a lot of people over there. I just haven't actually jumped in. Somebody actually wanted me to launch something on AVAX with them, and I just, I couldn't do it because I was, still busy and still am. So,
you know how BSE was during last year's bull run?
Oh yeah,
that's AVAX this year's bull run, and I'll bet my life on it because overall the market's gotten smarter towards decentralization. They understand the risks involved with pumping CZ's bag any further. No matter who you are as an individual and what you stand for as an entity, you're still a liability. And something like AVAX really paints the way forward. They just partnered with Amazon for Web 2 integrations. So we'll start seeing a lot more DApps, a lot more ways for people in retail and in Web 2 to interact with Web 3 and build that infrastructure out. So, moving forward, AVAX will be the king. I don't hold that much of anything else. large cap wise besides AVAX. So I'm truly a believer in it. They have a really cool gear too. Their merch, fire merch. So
I traded. I didn't. I just haven't really actually looked into all the stuff on chain there. I bought AVAX at $4 and sold at 60. So
smart moves.
it was definitely a good trade.
It's undervalued now for sure.
So yeah, I'll grab some more of that. Keep accumulating these low prices. Get my bag back.
Yeah, we don't get a lot of love for AVAX on Crypto Telegram, but it is undeniable. That's a
no. I mean, I think a lot of people are scared to go to different chains other than the two main, the Ethereum and BSC, because you see what happened with people on Crow. Crow people got wrecked. I got wrecked hard, but the chain just couldn't handle the volume.
Yep.
Their dexes that they had couldn't handle it. The transactions wouldn't go through. It was ridiculous.
That's why we like AVAX. It's completely future-proof. There's a world that exists where every single transaction on every single blockchain happens on AVAX, and it's perfect because of the way that their subnet architecture works. It's infinitely scalable.
So, you're going to have your token on Ethereum and AVAX. What other chains have you thought about, or are you thinking about any other chains?
Definitely Shibarium. We're pretty close. We're getting pretty close with the Shiba insiders over there. I won't drop any names, but I'm making great progress networking. So the only conflict of interest is that we have a product that could kill Shibarium potentially. But looking forward to having a pool there, and also Coinbase's new layer 2 base.
Yeah.
They've spent so much money and so much time trying to onboard retail users to DeFi. They have Coinbase wallets just got revamped, and it's beautiful. It's a little annoying, but it's very nice.
I haven't looked at mine in a while, but I saw that they have a buy button now for some DeFi projects in the wallet.
Sick. Yeah, DeFi is the future. Like they've been around since 2013. Like when I first bought Bitcoin, I was very young. Coinbase just came out. I didn't know what I was doing, but they've been around for forever, and they're gonna continue to invest in DeFi, and we hope to have a pool on there. We're in their developers Discord. We're already familiar with the base testnet. All good. So we do that too.
Are you guys planning on being a registered company, a registered corporation, or anything?
So if anything, we'll be a DAO with an LLC.
Okay, and where is that LLC going to be out of?
Wisconsin? I don't know. I haven't got that far yet. Wisconsin, you can do it. I know that. It's like $400.
Yeah, you can have a DAO in Wisconsin, but then you're still subject to U.S. laws. So I would think, I would rethink that and maybe.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We haven't got to the legal part of it, but I can say that our developer has worked on projects that are currently in the top 100, top 50 of CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko. Legal resources are available, and consulting will ensue as we grow. But right now we're a $1 million market cap. Kind of focusing on the product. I don't want to do legal research right now. I want to write white paper docs. We're getting there. Don't have that foresight yet. Sorry.
All right. It's definitely something to look into. As you guys grow, you want to, you want to stay protected legally. I would not do anything inside the U.S. as far as any of that goes, legal
Yeah, they're
wise.
not very conducive to crypto, are they? Huh?
No, not at all.
You just look at signature.
Right. Exactly. All right. Let's see. Have we missed anything? Is there anything you want to add that I missed?
I would like to talk about the story just for a second, like why we called it Okage Inu.
Yeah. That's what that's the question I was getting at when I said talk about the vision. So yeah, go ahead and let's do that.
So Okage means shadow, but why Okage Inu are called Okage Inu is because they went on a trip called Okage Mairi, Maeri, Mairi, I think, yeah. And Okage Mairi is like the pilgrimage to Mecca equivalent for Shinto Japanese people. So during Edo period Japan, it was very common for people to make the once in a lifetime trek to the Ise Grand Shrine, the greatest shrine in Japan. And they still do it to this day. They rebuild the shrine every 20 years too. And it takes 10 years to make it. So it's kind of funny. They build it from hand as a reminder to keep preserving the things that matter and the values of hard work and bonding and community, community growth. So the whole idea behind Okage Inu is these dogs were sent to make this pilgrimage to the Ise Grand Shrine in fast of their instead of their masters. So they were given a straw necklace with some money and some charms inside of it, and they were sent and guided to the temple by the townspeople. So they would feed them. They would guide these white Shiba Inu hundreds of miles to this temple. And once they got there, they would give them a trinket, and they would go back home. So it's like about making the journey. It's about community bonding together, being the shadow to the main idea behind the shadow is to be a force that's mirroring the main drive. So the Shibas went instead of their masters. We're here to be the white Shiba, the opposite of all the toxic stuff. True definitive cornerstones. Does that make sense? It's a big story.
Yeah. That's an interesting story. So basically, you guys are the protectors of the community.
Yeah, just like Squid Grow partnered with Chuki Inu, we did too. So we'll be the Zen Buddhist monk. Squid Grow will be the big baller. Volt will be the crackhead.
Crackhead, always throwing stuff in the fire.
Oh yeah. So the narrative's there. Like everybody in the community, like they don't tolerate any bullshit. I taught them not to. Don't tolerate nothing. And stand up for the beliefs that we want to see in crypto, like the categorical imperative. Like my background is in philosophy. I studied ethics, so I'm kind of an ethics nerd. And whim your own existence.
Yep. All right. So with that, I'm going to open it up and see if anybody has any questions. Any listeners have any questions?
If you want to know how to buy, you just go on our website and there's a Buy Okage button, and you click that. It's on the bottom right, and it automatically connects, and taxes are hard coded, and it adds the logo to your MetaMask.
Nice. So it's basically you've got the Uniswap link the Uniswap fork in there to add the logo in there.
Well, it's a third-party integration. You can also buy with fiat as well. So, you can buy with your credit card, debit card, Cash App, Venmo, Google Pay.
I did click on that, and I didn't see. All it gave me was the option to connect my wallet. I didn't see any option
to buy with fiat. You have to click the wire button once you're there.
Okay.
Because that's the integration there. The Cash App and all that, that's coming soon, but you can do credit card, debit card, Apple Pay, Google Pay. And there's no KYC up to $1,000.
Awesome. So
yeah, we're trying to take the elements of CeFi
at a time.
Yeah, exactly. $1,000 at a time.
All right. Well, if nobody has any questions, do you have any final statements?
Yeah, if you guys use Houdini Swap, use it through our site because we make money. It's the same fees. Just do it.
There you go. There you go. Anybody using Houdini, hit up the Okage site, click on that Houdini link, and the project will get money. There's no extra fees, and the money goes back into the project. So
yeah, you're being an OG.
Awesome. Be a Chad.
Exactly. Yeah, but that was it. Thank you for entertaining this entirely too complicated AMA that I'm working on refining the pitch for. But thank you.
Yeah, no problem, man. It's great having you here. I will get the recording up on YouTube later on, and you'll have a link that you can send people to. But I will give you the recording. I'll post it and pin it here in chat, so you can share it over there in Okage. But
right.
Yep, thank you, man. Great having you. Thank you guys, everybody, for coming. And I'm going to end the recording now.